Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we will study the armature windings. So, armature winding is an arrangement of conductors to develop desired EMFs. So, in winding, conductor or group of conductors are distributed in different ways in slots all over the periphery of the armature. So, the conductors may be connected in series and parallel combinations depending upon the current and voltage rating of the machine. If we want to increase the voltage, then we connected windings in a series, conductors in a series. And if we want the current, high rated current, so if we connected the conductors in a parallel and series parallel combination of this. So general features of DC armature winding. So first is conductor. So wire lying within the magnetic field is called a conductor. So if we suppose this is wire, length of wire under the under the N pole, that is flux N pole, then this wire is called as a conductor. The turn, when the two conductors lying in a magnetic field are connected in series so that EMF induced them becomes double. It is known as the turn. So this is a single turn coil, that is when two conductors. So this conductor under the N pole and this conductor under the S pole are connected in series with the help of back connection. So the EMF generator are added or become double. Suppose the EMF generated in this conductor is 5 volt and in this conductor is also 5 volt. So this 5 plus 5 volt is gives a total 10 volts. So it is known as a turn. So this is a single turn. Third one is coil. When one or more turns are connected in series and the two ends of it are connected to the adjacent commutator segment, it is termed as a coil. So this is a commutator segment. Suppose this is one, two, three commutator segments separated by a mica insulation. So suppose one conductor is starts from this commutator number one. So this commutator makes a turns of coil, single turn, double turn, third turn, and the end of this coil, that is uh, two or many turn connected in series, we call as a coil. So that end of the coil is connected to the adjacent, that is segment number two of commutator. Then this is termed as a coil. In coil side means each coil single turn or multi-turn has two sides. That is, this is coil side one, and this is suppose this is a single turn. So this is coil side one and coil side two. So each coil, either single turn or multi-turn, has a two sides called as the coil sides embedded in two different slots nearly a pole pitch apart. Pole pitch apart means this is suppose from end to edge this distance. So this is a coil. Next is a winding. So number of coils arranged in the coil groups is called a winding. Means that number of coils is connected, arranged in a coil groups of series, parallel combination. Then that coil is called a number of coils is called as a winding. And pole pitch. It is defined as number of conductors per pole. Now how many number of conductors per pole? If there are 54 conductors for 6 poles, there are 6 poles and total number of conductors are 54. Then the pole pitch will be equal to 54 divided by 6. Total number of conductors divided by 6 poles. That is 9 conductors poles per pole is present. So it is pole pitch is defined as number of conductors per pole. Next is coil span or coil pitch. So it is a distance measured in terms of number of armature slots or armature conductors spanned by a coil. One coil, how much is number of armature slots are present. So if the coil span is 9 slots, it means one side of coil is in slot and other in slot 10. So for example, suppose this is one uh, coil in slot 1 and other coil side is in slot, in that example 10, suppose in that example is 9, so this is a 7 slot. uh, in this example this is the 9 slot. But suppose if we consider this diagram, then there are the 7 slot, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this half and this half made a 7 slot. So likewise, if there are a coil span of 9 slot, it means that one side of coil is in slot 1 and other in slot 10. Next one is commutator pitch. It is defined as the distance measured in terms of commutator segments between the segments to which the two ends of the coils are connected. That means in this diagram, suppose one side of coil is connected to the commutator segment 1, other side is connected to the commutator segment 2, that is other side is connected to the commutator segment 2, then this is a, therefore number of commutator segment is spanned by a coil, this coil is spanned by a coil, number of commutator segment is only one, this half and this half make one. In second figure, one side of coil is connected to the segment 1 and other side is connected to the segment 2. So therefore the number of commutator segments spanned by a coil is 7. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This half and this half makes 7. So this is a commutator pitch. Next is the types of armature winding. So armature coils can be connected to the commutator to form either lap or wave winding. So what is lap winding? So in lap winding, finish end of one coil. That is, suppose this coil starts and finish ends. This coil one ends at this point. Finish end of the one coil is connected to this commutator segment. This commutator segment and to the start end of the adjacent coil. So next adjacent coil start is connected to the this finish end of the first coil, situated under the same pole. Suppose this coil is end at this pole and connected to adjacent of commutator, and again second coil starts from this end of first coil and under the same. So similarly all coils are connected. So this winding is called as lap winding because side of successive coils overlap each other. Means this side of successive coils are overlaps. Means there are in this diagram there are two, but in winding there are number of coils are connected and overlap each other. So uh, overlap each other. So that's why name is called as lap winding. So the total number of parallel path is equal to the total number of. So there are two poles and total number of. So for lap winding, you should always remember that the A stands for a number of parallel path is equal to number of poles. Means how many poles are given. So these two poles and number of parallel paths are same. So for lap winding, you have to remember number of parallel path is equal to number of poles. So lap winding is used in low voltage and high current machines because it is connected in parallel. So in parallel there is a high current. And for wave winding, the wave winding is also sometimes known as the series winding. In wave winding, the end of each armature coil are connected to the commutator segments. End of each armature coil are connected to the commutator segment some distance apart, so that only two parallel paths are provided between positive and negative brushes. So this only two part is given. So for wave winding, the a number of parallel path is always 2 irrespective of number of poles. So wave winding is used in high voltage and low current machines because, and it is named wave because it looks like a wave. So that's why it's named as a wave winding. So wave winding, in wave winding, you should always remember that number of parallel path is equal to 2, and it is used for high voltage and low current because in series the voltage is high. Next is difference between lap and wave winding. So there are some parameters. So voltage generating capability in lap winding, that is low, and voltage generating capability in wave winding is high, because in lap winding there are, we use a parallel path, so in parallel there is a voltage uh, generating capability is low, and in wave winding number of coils is connected in series, the voltage is added up. Next difference is current sourcing capacity, that is in lap winding parallel paths, so in parallel the current is high, current is added up, so current is high, and in wave winding current is low. Number of parallel path in lap winding is area is equal to resistance, number of parallel path is equal to number of poles. But in wave winding, number of parallel path is always 2, and number of brush sets is equal to P, and wave winding is always equal to 2. So in next lecture we will study the action of commutator. Thank you.